Pastor Gordon and Joe, thinking about 40 years ago now, when you first left New Zealand to come across to Brisbane to plant the church from the very beginning, and just thinking about that, I know that the vision was clear to build the church, to see people's lives transformed by Jesus. But can you just take us back to the beginning? What were some of those practical steps of faith? What did that look like for you to actually then move across to Australia, to Brisbane, and plant the church?
Well, it was really interesting because we had no plans to come here. We were in a very good church back home, our home church in Palmerston North. It was thriving. Part of that journey, I came over here to preach, and I'll never forget it. I came over Mount Gravatt. The cityscape was there, and I heard the voice of the Lord in my heart. And it went like this: I want you here. And I go, well, yeah, sure. I'll come back 3 times, that's okay. You know, a year later to the day, going to the same church, I'm in the same car, I come over Mount Gravatt and I hear the same, I want you here, you know. So then it's like, I go into this discussion, you mean here, like here, like live. And that's when the Lord said to me, I want you to come and plant a church in the heart of the north side.
Joe, how did you feel?
Well, I had this strong sense that God was actually going to move us on. And so I sort of was, you know, quite anxious about it, because we had not long come home from Singapore after planting a Bible college over there. And so, you know, to uplift the kids and bring them to a new place was going to be very interesting. But I kept getting this verse from Joshua 1 verse 9, be strong and of good courage, for I am with you wherever you go.
Yeah, that's awesome. And just looking back on those early years, like of church planting and then pioneering and building the church, how would you encapsulate maybe that first 10 years? Was it tough? Was it fun? Was it a bit of both? What was that like?
Yeah, we thought about that. It's like, I think it's both. So from a practical point of view, we came here with no support. So we had no money. We sold everything, sold our house, and landed in Brisbane, and started a new life. So in those early years, I worked sometimes 2 jobs, whatever I could do. Joe worked, and so from that angle it was tough. But the other side is, as we went along, God brought some incredible people around us. And like the Joneses, Mike and Julia, Dave and Josh Meyer, and I can't start to name them, but along the way, these people came. And really, we had a load of fun, wasn't it? Really, I mean, from the church point of view, we were just having a party, really. Even though sometimes only 10 people turned up, but you know, hallelujah. But you just, I guess what Joe said, we had a big dream and we were young and enthusiastic, so we just crashed through it. And I originally thought, man, if we could get a church of 500 and a couple of plants, man, that'd be nirvana, you know, we'd be hitting it, man. But once we hit Aspley and things began to move, one vision day the Lord spoke to me again and said, your vision's too small, because I was going to cast that vision. And the Lord said to me, there are thousands in this church. And that blew my mind away. You know, I thought, oh, can I even tell people that, you know? But that's what happened. I actually got to the point I was sick of looking at buildings. We looked at every building from Strathpine to Nunda to, and we just couldn't get anything. And one Sunday morning, I'll never forget it, I was worshipping in the front row, getting ready to preach. And one of the members comes along, and my hands are in the air like this, and he, Pastor, it's a service, Matt. He goes, you know that land at Bald Hills? He said, I drove past it this morning, they're putting a for sale on it. It's ours, go get it. So anyway, long story short, we put an offer in and we got it for 160,000, but then there was a problem, we didn't have any money. So I went to the Aspley Westpac manager, Curly was his name, he's an old-time banker, and he sat there listening to me, and I can never forget the look on his face. And then he spoke very laconic, and he said, you know, this is so crazy, it'll probably work. I'll give you a call tomorrow. He gave me a call, he said, I've got the money for you, just come and we'll sign it all and we'll do it, you know. I mean, that now it's worth being the millions, you know. And,
I love how God moves, just, you know, despite our trepancy or how it's going to all work. And now this building is a place for our community and more lives. But then not only that, you started to step and pioneer into sending people out.
Yes.
To plant more churches, and that's always been at the heart
yes.
of this church, that we continue to do that, even to this day.